I did have a CRM before this, but it wasn't AI based. It wasn't as I'm going to say sophisticated as Thinkrr, But what happened was I was thinking I was organized, but I wasn't. I was thinking it was helping my business, but all it was doing was really reminding me of birthdays. So now, because of Nico, I've been able, like, just recently, actually, I have about an extra 200 clients that just showed up on my portfolio. And thank you, Nico, because now she's going to do all the work for me.
You have your own personal assistant, which is
Yeah,
amazing.
exactly. Yes, yeah. Nico's been absolutely amazing for me to actually do those things. I have to say, since I've been doing this, Rahul, it's been phenomenal. I've had clients reaching out to me that I didn't even know existed. And due to that, I'm actually getting referrals and add-on sales. So what happened is I wouldn't call them. I wouldn't email them. I wouldn't even have a way of knowing that these clients have been rolled up to me or how to keep in communication with them. I mean, I have to say, your team is amazing. They really held my hand through the process. I'm not easy. I'm a kind of old school, even though I'm not that old, but I'm old school when it comes to this stuff. But what was amazing is they would walk me through the process, but then they would make me do it. I'm a hands-on person. So as long as I get to do it, I'm going to remember how to do it. The team was amazing. So it was, the support was phenomenal. I have no complaints on that area. Yeah. And not for my clients to think that I'm away. I want them to know that I'm there. I'm always available. I'm not available, but reachable and providing information. So, AI is here. We have to embrace it. And the sooner you embrace it and you allow your clients to experience it from you first, you're going to stay on top.
So you're going on vacation, and what did you mention you have set up?
So, I mean, because I'm going on vacation and it's a cruise, so there's certain pockets where we don't have internet connection. So what I wanted to do was stay connected and not for my clients to think that I'm away. I want them to know that I'm there. I'm always available. I'm not available, but reachable and providing information. So what I've done, I've gone on to Nico. I've started this morning, actually, and I'm scheduling email communications, different pockets, Christmas, right? Because we have a mail strike going on here in Canada. So I'm letting them know, hey, a nice treat will come as soon as the strike is over, kind of thing, but really wishing them, letting them know that for all your financial needs, reminding them what I'm here for, what I'm here to support. So Nico's been absolutely amazing for me to actually do those things. I have to say, since I've been doing this, Rahul, it's been phenomenal. I've had clients reaching out to me that I didn't even know existed. And due to that, I'm actually getting referrals and add-on sales, which has
I
been quite.
love that. And that's the whole purpose of it. That's one side of the story, is increasing customer experiences, engagement, sales, upsells, cross sells, and referrals. The other side is, like you mentioned, going on vacation and having people know that you're still there for them, because I think that's important with the world never answering their phone anymore. Even if you're an active client, it's just such a good trait to have, knowing that they're being supported at all times.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Yeah.
Yeah, so I'm here with Sujata De Souza from WFG. Can you briefly introduce your business and the types of clients you serve?
Absolutely, yes. So good afternoon, everyone, or good morning, good evening. I don't know when you're watching this video, but I've been actually, I work in the financial service industry with World Financial Group as a licensed professional. I actually focus very, very much on financial literacy to empower people to be able to understand financial concepts before they take the necessary steps and implement the strategies they need to build their financial foundation. I work in areas, I'm licensed in investments and insurance, and I do estate strategies, tax strategies, children education, retirement planning, all of that we take care of. At the same time, I also recruit people actively to come into the financial industry to be able to get the exposure to the industry, create an extra stream of income, and be able to become a licensed professional as well.
Amazing. Now, before you were using Thinker voice AI, like, were there any challenges you were facing in managing calls or following up with leads, even customer service?
100%. 100%. I smiled. That's why I was smiling, because it was bad. It was really bad. So in our line of work, sometimes clients can just kind of, we call it roll up to you, or they come back up to you because maybe some agents have left or they were not serviced properly. So what happened is I would be able I would I wouldn't call them. I wouldn't email them. I wouldn't even have a way of knowing that these clients have been rolled up to me or how to keep in communication with them. And I wasn't compliant. I had to make sure that my files were up to date because when I get a new client, it's my duty to make sure I have those files. So now, because of Nico, I've been able, like just recently, actually, I have about an extra 200 clients that just showed up on my portfolio. And thank you, Nico, because now she's going to do all the work for me.
You have your own personal assistant, which is
Yeah,
amazing.
exactly. Yes, yeah.
So, like, what made you decide to even try Thinker in the first place?
Well, there was a lot of conversations going back with me and Mohan about the whole system, and he kept on asking me what are some of the gaps in my business. And then when he, when Thinker and also Nico came out and he started talking to me about it, I was interested because I had a CRM before this. I did have a CRM before this, but it wasn't AI based. It wasn't as I'm going to say sophisticated as Thinker. But what happened was I was thinking I was organized, but I wasn't. I was thinking it was helping my business, but all it was doing was really reminding me of birthdays. And just having like a database where I stored documents, but never used anything to really reach out to clients to increase my revenue. Right. So I was paying for something, but it wasn't giving me anything in return in terms of increasing revenue.
Now, in terms of implementation, I know with AI, and there's elderly people, there's younger people, and they think this sophisticated system could be intermingled with complexity. How was the setup process for you?
I mean, I have to say, your team is amazing. They really held my hand through the process. I'm not easy. I'm a kind of old school, even though I'm not that old, but I'm old school when it comes to this stuff. And I really like, but what was amazing is they would walk me through the process, but then they would make me do it. I'm a hands-on person. So as long as I get to do it, I'm going to remember how to do it. So now it's like I can do it. Whatever they've taught me, I'm good. Whatever I don't know yet, I still need to probably go through that process. But those things that's the team was amazing. So it was the support was phenomenal. I have no complaints on that area. Yeah,
Awesome. So it's pretty simple to integrate this into your existing workflow.
absolutely. Yeah.
Nice. What were some of the features of the Thinker Voice AI that have been the most valuable to the business?
So interestingly enough, well, first of all, just being in contact because there's a lot of, we have a lot, our phones get busy, we get distracted with so many different things and not reaching to the clients that are not as vocal, and that's what Thinker AI allowed me to do because it allowed me to reach all my clients. It allowed me to be equal with everybody. It allowed me not to differentiate who's a good client, or the people I like or I don't like. It's everyone's the same. It's being treated the same. And what was interesting for me, I'll give you a scenario that happened. I was doing, I used the Ava to make some calls, and I'm not gonna lie, I was hesitant, right? So I when I first did it, we did it, and so my clients, some of them they got it, and they're kind of old school, and they're kind of used to my voice. They thought it was me initially because I chose a voice that was kind of similar to mine, and they're like, so they're calling me and they're texting me. We got this call from this person, this number. It's some AI something. Is this true? Who's Mina? Because I chose the name Mina. But you know what? Even if some of them were like, no, Sujata, we want to talk to you. And what I said to them? I said, well, hey, at least that triggered you to call me. And now we can have an appointment. So,
Absolutely.
right. So even if it didn't work that route that the Ava booked it, but at least I got the contact and I was able to do it. Yeah.
Absolutely. Now, let me piggyback off that. Now, how has Thinker improved your communications with all the leads and the clients? Have they seen an impact?
It's amazing. So I have clients that like have basically, like I said, come to me. And this is like during COVID. Okay. So like we're 2024 now. I'm talking 2020. And these clients, I haven't been in touch with them. So what I did is I started doing things, because interest rates are changing, inflation, like just keeping people in the loop of stuff. And so I did that. And what was interesting is I was looking, the clients that were going and booking appointments on my calendar had received emails from me about after about the sixth or seventh email. that I've been sending out with just information that they were like, oh, Sujata, we saw your emails and we're like, we need to get in touch with you because you're giving us so much information. We need to be up to date. And we wanted to reach out, and they clicked the link and they booked. So these are people that would have never, honestly, never booked an appointment with me, or I wouldn't have been in that much communication with them if it wasn't for Nico and Thinkrr. Yeah.
Now, how big of a database are you managing right now on your own?
I believe client wise, I have close to about 600. But then with members and all that kind of stuff, it's getting over 3,000.
Oh, wow. So you have a lot on your plate as terms of people that you service.
Yeah.
Now, are you using any personal assistants or human capital to book any calls?
So interestingly enough, I've hired many people to do that. And nobody likes to make calls. So they get distracted by doing other things, and the calls always get put on the second, like on the side burner, I'll call it, because and one thing for me about human making phone calls versus AI, they are emotionally involved. So what that means is they take the person's tone of voice personally.
Right. And is that had an impact, like transitioning from humans to AI to be able to kind of have that neutralization to just get the job done?
Yes, absolutely.
Awesome. Are there any specific results or success stories since you started using Thinkrr?
Yeah. So there's one client, she called, and when AI called her, she was trying to brush her off. I'm busy, I can't. And then all of a sudden, Ava was like, oh, I understand you're busy. When could we slot 15 minutes just for you to speak to Sujata, right? And the lady's like, okay. And she kind of gave in, right? She was kind of getting frustrated, but AI has no clue that she's getting frustrated, right? So I love it. And then she managed to get the appointment. And I met with the client, and interesting, when we were in the appointment, I said to her, I said, you were really trying to dodge the appointment. And she's like, I tried, but that AI won't let me go. I go, that's why I use AI, because if it was me, I would have let you go, but she won't let you go. And she was laughing. And now from that, she's been to, she's so grateful actually, because now we've built an amazing relationship. She's become a client, and we've been able to move forward on that. So it's just one scenario of that, which was kind of interesting. Yeah.
That's amazing. Now, how much time or money has leveraging Thinkrr saved you compared to previous processes?
Oh, God. Money, it saved me. It saved me a whole staff. I think when I did the numbers with Mohan, we were calculating just on a staff perspective, close to about $2,000 a month, just on the staff. And that was a part-time staff I was bringing in. And then on a time perspective, it's ridiculous, because I can send with one touch. Now that I'm more comfortable with it, I still have to get myself up to par with using my AI assistant and getting more, comfortable with all that stuff. But I feel right now, in terms of time, it's hard to measure, because I wasn't doing these things before. So it wasn't even happening really.
Right.
So now it's like in a matter of 10 minutes, like just before I got on the call with you, I'd already scheduled 3 emails. Right.
That's
to
amazing.
Go out. So, that's how powerful it is. Yeah.
That's amazing. Now, have your clients noticed any changes in how your business operates since you leverage this?
Absolutely. They are very grateful. Actually, they're thanking me. They're like, thanks for keeping us in the loop. Thanks for, all your updates. We appreciate your communication. We can see now that you're really taking care of us.
Right. And they're not weirded out that it is AI. Are they adapted, or is there any freak out moments?
No, there definitely were. This is still, we're in Canada. In Canada, people are very old school. They're much more conservative than in the US. So people were very, very reluctant, but also there's a lot of scam calls going on, right? So they just weren't sure. So then what I did, I realized that was the issue. So I quickly sent an email out to everybody, my whole database, sent it to everyone, just saying, hey guys, I'm using AI. This is the number that you're going to receive a call from. This is the name of the assistant that I'm using. Please don't think it's a spam. I'm letting you know in advance that this is what's happening, right? So after that, then it got better. The resistance was a lot less. And, but initially, like I said earlier, when my clients weren't clear or they weren't comfortable, they just call me and they'd say, Sujata, you know what? This is what we prefer.
Right. Yeah. And the beautiful part is AI is very, very brief. It
Yeah.
doesn't have an 18 or 32-minute conversation. It just gets the job done. And that's what I think clients appreciate. It's the connectivity from that touch point to you directly.
Correct. Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah. Now, excuse me, how did using Thinkrr make your day-to-day work easier or even less stressful?
It's organized me, right? So I think stress comes when you don't know what to do or you don't know where to focus, or you don't know what's pressing, right, for time. So when you have Nico and like assigning the task, having a to-do list, having your goals in your face. For me, I'm very competitive, so I like to make sure that my appointments from one week to the next week are increasing, not decreasing. So I like to look at those things. So I like my dashboard to be, I love going into there and being able. So, sorry, it really structures me in that perspective. Sorry.
Yeah, no problem. Now, what was that aha moment when you realized Thinkrr was truly making a difference?
So it was in the month when I was able to close over 50,000 in business, and it happened effortlessly. That's when I realized, wait a second, I haven't even scratched the surface. I was like, whoa, because appointments were being booked. I don't even know how they were being booked, to be honest. I didn't even know I had triggered all that. And that was the thing. It's like some of the things were just happening so organically at a point where it was just like, now I have slipped through the cracks the last month, but it was amazing. That was when I realized the power of this. That was my aha moment.
Now that you know the capabilities of Thinkrr, let's just say you never had it in the first place. How would things be different?
I think I'd be stressed. I think I'd be way behind. I think I wouldn't have some of the appointments and conversations that I've been having and the exposure for sure.
Got it. Now, what would you say to another business owner that's considering using Thinkrr?
If you're thinking about it, if you're considering it, stop thinking. Just do it because you got nothing to lose, only everything to gain. Staying ahead of the curve. AI is here. We have to embrace it. And the sooner you embrace it and you allow your clients to experience it from you first, you're going to stay on top.
Yeah, first moving is such an important thing. I explain this to other people as the dot-com bubble is back again in the form of artificial intelligence. We're either going to watch it go by or we're going to embrace it and be part of the journey.
Absolutely.
Now, if you could summarize your experience with Thinkrr in one sentence, what would it be?
One sentence. Wow. Elevating and empowering my success to the next level.
That's powerful. Awesome. All right. Well, that was the painless, simple spotlight.
So that was not
Awesome.
too bad.
Yeah, yeah.